Today, we celebrate the memory of Saint Albert the Great, Bishop and Doctor of the Church. Known for his brilliant mind and deep faith, Saint Albert teaches us to unite reason and love for God. Today's word of the day invites us to deepen our trust in God's justice, persist in prayer, and remain vigilant in faith, even when the world seems indifferent. A reading from the Book of Wisdom, chapter 18, verses 14 through 16, and chapter 19, verses 6 through 9. When peaceful stillness compassed everything, and the night in its swift course was half spent, your all-powerful word from heaven's royal throne bounded, a fierce warrior into the doomed land, bearing the sharp sword of your inexorable decree. And as he alighted, he filled every place with death. He still reached to heaven while he stood upon the earth. For all creation, in its several kinds, was being made over anew, serving its natural laws, that your children might be preserved unharmed. The cloud overshadowed their camp, and out of what had before been water, dry land was seen emerging. Out of the Red Sea, an unimpeded road, and a grassy plain out of the mighty flood. Over this crossed the whole nation sheltered by your hand, after they beheld stupendous wonders. For they ranged about like horses, and bounded about like lambs, praising you, O Lord, their deliverer. From the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 18, verses 1 through 8. Jesus told his disciples a parable about the necessity for them to pray always without becoming weary. He said, "There was a judge in a certain town who neither feared God nor respected any human being. And a widow in that town used to come to him and say, 'Render a just decision for me against my adversary.' For a long time the judge was unwilling, but eventually he thought, 'While it is true that I neither fear God nor respect any human being, because this widow keeps bothering me, I shall deliver a just decision for her, lest she finally come and strike me.' The Lord said, 'Pay attention to what the dishonest judge says. Will not God then secure the rights of his chosen ones who call out to him day and night? Will he be slow to answer them? I tell you, he will see to it that justice is done for them speedily. But when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth?" Pope Francis, Angelus, 16th October, 2022. This is a serious question. Let us imagine that the Lord came on earth today. Unfortunately, he would see many wars, much poverty, and many inequalities. And at the same time, tremendous technical achievements, modern means, and people who are always rushing, who never stop. But would he find someone who dedicates time and affection to him? Someone who would put him in first place? Above all, let us ask ourselves, what would he find in me if the Lord were to come today? What would he find in me, in my life, in my heart? What priorities would he see in my life? We often focus on so many urgent but unnecessary things. We occupy and preoccupy ourselves with so many secondary realities. And perhaps without even realizing it, we neglect what matters most, and we allow our love for God to grow cold bit by bit. Today, Jesus offers us the remedy to rekindle a tepid faith. And what is the remedy? Prayer. Prayer is the medicine for faith. It is a tonic for the soul. However, it needs to be constant prayer. How often we send text messages to the people we love? Let us do this with the Lord as well. so that our hearts remain connected to Him. And let us not forget to read His responses. The Lord always responds. Where do we find them? In the Gospel, which should always be kept at hand and should be opened several times every day to receive a word of life directed to us. Amen.